As I was scrolling through Facebook this morning, I woke up and I opened my email, opened Facebook, and I saw that exactly 1 year ago today, we left Tampa to move to Nice, France. It is super nerve-wracking. Yeah, so we're excited, but it's a lot of work. So everybody's like, oh my gosh, I wouldn't be able to sleep if I knew that in however many days I was gonna be going to France. And I was like, yeah, but there's so much work involved in just getting it done. You don't really think about it. You don't really have time to think about it. I feel like a zombie this morning because we were up so late last night packing. The movers come today, and so our house is like, everything's in boxes, which is super weird. It's super crazy. Boxes, more boxes, boxes everywhere. So like scary. I'm excited, but I'm also scared. So we were up to like, I don't know, had to have been like almost 2 a.m. Just getting everything ready because the movers are about to be here. And oh my gosh, I'm just like totally wiped out. Not surprisingly, that was a super big, major decision that took us months and months and months to come to, and months and months and months of planning and weeks of packing and selling things and orchestrating the whole thing. It was such a huge undertaking, such a massive step, you know? And I think we anticipated a lot of stress. We anticipated that it would be kind of challenging. We anticipated that there would be elements that were difficult. And I think, you know, we talk about this all the time where if we knew at the time that we decided to do this, how difficult it was actually going to be, we still would have done it, but we definitely would have, I don't know, thought twice? I don't know, but I guess the amount of stress that we thought it was gonna cause was like 100% lower than the amount of stress it actually caused. It wasn't so much the act of moving, you know, like the packing and all of this. That was stressful, but nothing really more than what would typically be in a move. It was just the whole thing. Like when we got here, getting the bank account was so impossibly difficult. Finding an apartment was so incredibly challenging. Not finding it, but being able to move into an apartment just because we were American, and even though Adrienne is French, it was still a really big challenge. It was just really, really difficult.
All right, that's it. Time to head out.
Get this, British Airways had, or not British Airways, Heathrow Airport had like a system issue, and so all of the luggage that went through Heathrow Airport for the past like 48 hours didn't get on the right flight. So nobody got their luggage, and we were one of them. Hooray! So excellent timing, right? And honestly, the first like 7 months, 6 to 7 months that we were here were super challenging because it was about finding a new groove, finding a new normal, you know, finding different habits, kind of feeling out like what's gonna be your new normal, what's gonna be the thing that you do on Sunday, what's gonna be, you know, a typical dinner, or where do you get takeout, and what if you need balloons, where do you go to, what's the equivalent of Bed Bath & Beyond, where do you get office supplies. It's like all these little things that you kind of take for granted in your own hometown that you have to really start from scratch when you move to a new country. And so those were just the little details, but while the little details were getting worked out, you know, we had a whole lot of stress with business. You know, there were a lot of things happening behind the scenes with Bad Yogi that actually I've yet to really talk about because we couldn't. And I'll be talking more about that soon, but we were under massive amounts of pressure with Bad Yogi, and luckily a lot of that has been lifted because certain things have been resolved, which I'll be talking about later. I'll stop being super vague and dodgy. And yeah, of course, just moving and dealing with family and this kind of thing, it was super challenging. So now to see that we've gotten to this 1 year mark, you know, it's like whoa, that is a big deal, you know? And I can confidently say that now the stress has like taken a nosedive. We're no longer under like constant stress because we have our daily life together. Our house feels like a home now. We know where things are for the most part, even though we have like little things here and there with like the post office being weird, or like we don't know where to find a good plunger, or you know, there's just random things that you're learning constantly along the way, and all of that is fine. And of course, me being American, dealing with immigration is kind of an ongoing process, so that's different. But yeah, looking back on it, we're here for 1 year now, and this is like such a huge marker. This is such a big accomplishment, I guess, because not only are we here, not only did we get past all of that major stuff, but we've gotten to the other side of it, and the other side looks good. And we are happy, and I am happy. This is kind of home for Adrian, aka the Frenchman. But for me, I always loved it here, but living in a place and loving a place can be very different, and I do love it here. There are things that annoy me, but overall I'm very happy, and I love living in Europe. I love the proximity to so much diversity and so many other countries and places. It's just awesome. I also, here in Nice, I especially love the nature. I love the beach. I love that the mountains are so close. I love that we can go skiing and to the ocean in the same day. I love that. So I guess like the biggest takeaway for me this past year is to go with the flow. I saw a really great quote that I wish I knew where I saw it. I spent like an hour looking for it and I couldn't find it. But a really great quote that said, "Don't worry, in a few years this will seem ridiculous." And the "this" is vague, you know, it could be anything. But I think that really kind of set my mind free, because no, pretty much everything, where like whatever is causing you massive amounts of stress or anxiety or worry or concern, you know, if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, it's like probably most things in life you'll look back on and be like, okay, honestly, that wasn't such a big deal. It turned out fine. And I don't really subscribe to like the "it turned out fine" for everything, because I think you have to put in a lot of work for it to be able to result in fine. So, but I feel like we really did. That was our focus, you know. We really wanted to make this work. We wanted to be happy. We wanted to build a life here, and we've done that. And so I feel really proud, and I feel really happy about where we are right now. I feel excited about the future. We're finally starting to plan our wedding. We put that off and off and off and off and off because we had so much stuff to do for Bad Yogi, and that's our baby. That's like our #1 life priority, is you guys and Bad Yogi, and making it better and making things better. We want everything to be bigger, to be better. We listen to like all the feedback, and it's just like that's been our obsession, and it still is. But now we're like, okay, we've been engaged for almost 2 years. We've been together for almost 10 years. Let's do this wedding thing now. Yeah, this year has been such a whirlwind, and I can't believe that I'm sitting here making this vlog talking about it being 1 year already. I mean, it's just like time flies. So I'll give you like a couple bullets, right? So like my favorite thing so far about having moved here is the fact that, don't make fun of me, but I like that I am that person that picked up and moved somewhere else. You know, like I like that I'm not still sitting at my desk job watching TV shows thinking, wow, that person, they quit their job and they did something cool, you know? Like, I'm glad that I'm not sitting here wondering what if. I'm glad that we did it. My least favorite thing about having moved here is probably just the lack of ease in general. So I speak enough French to get by. I can be independent and do my own thing, and it's totally fine. But there's a certain ease in living in a place that you were born in, you know? Like, you don't have to worry about immigration. You don't have to worry about going to the bank and doing something basic, because there's no big deal. You don't have to worry about wondering if you know the right words to ask a question at the dentist or at the grocery store, you know? So sometimes I miss the easiness with which I can exist in America as compared to here. But overall, that's just, I think, a learning process, you know? Like, that'll improve with time. So I don't worry about it too much, but that's probably my least favorite thing. The thing I'm most looking forward to is definitely the future. I'm really happy with where I'm at, with where Adrian and I are, with how Bad Yogi is moving and the direction that it's going in. And I think that we have a really good foundation in every single aspect, and we're gonna be able to grow really well in every direction. And I'm really, really excited about that. Oh, by the way, I'm also excited about our wedding. So yeah, I guess that's the 1-year vlog update of having lived in France. I would love to hear from you guys. What's the biggest thing you've ever done? The biggest, scariest thing you've ever done? How did it turn out? Where were you 1 year down the line, 6 months down the line? I'd love, 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 love to hear about it. So thank you guys so, so much for watching. For more cool stuff like this, for yoga classes, Q&As, vlogs, make sure you're in the Bad Yogi Club, which I will link down below. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Have an awesome rest of your day.